Kia ora and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elvie and we're here with another sketchbook tour. I was going to do a painting in this with you guys, but it just ended up getting so hectic, so I ended up finishing it instead. I haven't used this sketchbook before. If I go to the back, I've got the title. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it was just off Amazon. That's what I've been using for the last three, just ones I found off there. This one was from the 12th of November to the 23rd. It's got like a little intermission page. This one's got a few of my family and friends paintings in here. It was quite a social last little bit. A lot of people coming by. I've officially graduated, I think, as long as I've passed, so it was a lot of celebration. So this first one was my brother's. He did this kind of creature at a cafe we went to. He put October instead of November, which is quite funny, but I think it turned out quite cool. This one is mine from that cafe. It was just across the road of a house, and then my brother had enough time to do another one. He did this kind of geometric pattern of sorts. I did these two at that cafe. Cold drinks were served in these very interesting cups, and then this was on the table, and I love the colours of the glass. I quite like how soft this is. This is just at another cafe. It was across the road, just a lamppost and some houses faded into the background. This is my brother's once again. This is the same brother. He did this very colourful Pac-Man inspired piece, and I did this one of him walking along Sandfly Beach, not because of the sand flies, but because the sand literally flies, which I thought was quite funny. This is my other brother. He did a kind of night inspired piece here, and then a bird. Can't remember what type of hawk or predator bird it was, but it was one of them, and it's Australian. I did this one at a cafe with my family. We went out for lunch. I think this one's quite fun. And then this is my brother, the same one that did the other bird. He did this one, which I really like the colours of. It's very bright and colourful. This is both of them walking along this harbour front there. We've got these two, which are mine. This is a rose that was at the gardens. A lot of them about at the moment, and I was using the core paints for the background especially. Very colourful and love them. This one is just some seagull, like a seagull. I've been painting them a lot at the moment. They're really fun to paint, and they're everywhere at the moment due to breeding season. This is my sister. She did an incredible cabbage tree. I really like it. I think she got a lot of build up with the leaves. And then we've got family friend. He did this one. Very heavy with paint, but I think it turned out very fun, and I like it. This is my sister again. We went out to coffee. She did this incredible tarot card as well. And then this is my one. This is Aramoana Mole. There was a seal at the end, so I didn't end up walking all the way up to the point. But it's quite fun to paint. Got some sheep here. A big lamb, and then there's one behind it. And this is out on the Dunedin Hill. There's this kind of building next to the signal tower, and I took up families and stuff, so we went up and saw them. This is at a cafe. I took a photo to paint later, and I did actually paint it later, which doesn't usually happen. So yeah, I quite like the bright red and orange of the cone. This is just a kaka. There were so many of them at the aviary. I really like how this turned out. It's kind of a weird angle. Yeah, it's a weird angle because its feet are actually here on wire, but I didn't want to paint that, so I didn't. And so you can see it's red underbelly and feathers, and this was accidentally purple, but I really like that. And then near its face is a bit of yellow, and the eye, I love the eye of this. And then it's white up here because it's a South Island kaka. Here we've got Sandfly Beach, but this is from before you walk down onto the beach. It was beautiful hills with the beach in here, so I wanted to paint that. This is my dad's. He is also very heavy with the watercolour paint. The blues and reds are very intense, but he painted an albatross in here, and yeah, it's very fun. And this is my brother. He did the other birds, so he drew an albatross as well. I quite like this, going up to the albatross tower. I think it's really fun. He didn't end up wanting to paint it. This is my other brother. It's actually upside down here, but this is an abandoned building. He kind of gave up, but I think it turned out quite fun. This is just a drink I had. Some flowers. I don't like these ones as much as I liked the other rows, but the background colour is quite nice. And then this is just at a place we went to for lunch. It had this beautiful kind of step up outside, going into this dark green space with these bright green catching the sun. So I really like that. This is my dad's. He drew me. I think there's a face in there, and then my hair and stuff. And then I'm doing a painting or a drawing. And then this is my one. I can't remember. I think this is the same cafe. I did it very rushed because we're about to head somewhere else. So it's very dark and very flat, but that's okay. This is at someone's house. Dad was catching up with one of his friends and I was doing my thing, which is painting. This is just a beautiful yellow mug they had, and the tea. Very cool thing on the front. And this is just an ornament. It was of a hummingbird, I think, and it was these beautiful bright colours and kind of catching the lights with very shaped outside. This is at a cafe. The good thing about this paper, since it's not spiral bound, is that you can do flat, like double spreads like this. And I think it turned out quite nice. This is just at a Columbus cafe at the mall somewhere, and the very yellow and black colour scheme. And so I did the yellow chairs. They were very stand out. And the salt and pepper shaker as well, which are very cute. And then plant, and then in the background through the window I drew that with pencil to kind of separate it a little bit. Got bright swirls. This is just from a table setting. It had pickle flavoured ketchup, which I didn't try. I forgot to try that, but it sounded weird. And this was just at the stop before we got to Kaikoura in Cheviot. I don't know how to say that. But it was a really nice cafe and fun to do a painting. This is just a gin I tried. I really liked it. I can't read my own writing. It said sapphire down here, hence the blue, I think. But really good gin, and it was in a glass with some lemon, so I decided to paint that. And then this is just out the peninsula of Kaikoura. It has these beautiful flat sections of very yellow rock or clay. I'm not quite sure. It was very beautiful and led out to the ocean, and then there were these pink flowers everywhere, and I loved it, so I decided to paint it. I didn't do a sketch, so it's kind of making it up as well, which is always a nice exercise to try. This is a cat, if you couldn't tell. I actually caught it when it was licking its nose when I took the photo. And it was just at my family's accommodation a while back, and I decided to paint it. And then this is a seagull from a while back too, with its little baby here blending in with the rock. And I thought that was really sweet, so I decided to paint it. This is a double spread here, once again. I like the power lines kind of cutting through the pages. This is Godley Head in Christchurch. Very gorgeous walk in. Really easy, up to some old World War II placements. The last page here is just at a cafe. We took a photo in the end and just painted it after we were there. But it was these beautiful bright flowers just sitting on the table there. And yeah, they're very pretty. And then here's the in-between page. And here we've got some gifted artworks from fellow students at course. And that sits really nicely in here. So it's nice to keep them in here, I think. And yeah, I really like this book. The paper's been really nice to use. Like, it handles paint really nicely. It's been layering up good, especially compared to the last two paint books that I've tried out here. It does separate quite obviously, and there is like a bit of glue as well, which is frustrating, that shows through, and it kind of feels very not well put together, so I don't know how well it would hold up in a beating, but for what I did with it, it worked really well. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this brief but extensive sketchbook tour, and I'll see you guys in the next one.